Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. My name is Claire.
And my name is Alisa. It's wonderful to be able to share this class with you today. Today was going to be a live session, but we're going to do a little recording instead. So it might be a bit of a shorter session if you've ever done any of our sessions before. We're now starting to offer live classes every week. So hopefully we'll see you at one of our live classes, maybe next Wednesday. But otherwise, we have several videos now on the YouTube channel, so feel free to check out any of these videos. For any of you who haven't met us before, I'll just tell us a little bit about what to expect from today's class. So we tend to integrate a combination of mindfulness practices, kind of alternative yoga movements and postures, some breathing, and some creative movement and dance with and without music. Yeah, and some stretching and mobilization of the joints. So yeah, we hope that you enjoy moving today with us, and we will be sharing a variety of different options. So at any point, if you feel the need to modify anything, please feel free to do so. Or at any point, if you need to rest or stop, just listen to your body. And that's what's most important. And hopefully we'll have lots of fun as well. And I'll pass it off to Claire for a few more notes on that.
Great. Thanks, Alisa. We'll be having some music playing during the class. We do not own the rights to this music. It's just for creative purposes only. And if you would rather not have the music playing, you're welcome to mute it and just follow us visually or play your own music. Otherwise, we'll have some moments of silence as well for giving cues. And just want to acknowledge the virtual space we're meeting in today. It's really wonderful to be able to come together here. And we also encourage moments of recognizing the space we're embodying. So looking away from the screen, seeing where you are, and then coming back together. And so I'm going to invite us to actually begin with this. So I'm just going to take a moment to plant my feet on the ground in a position that's comfortable. You can be standing, seated, or lying down, however you prefer. And just feel your body in the space, dropping down, noticing any sensations, and just seeing the space that you're in here, looking around you, any light, temperature, sounds, being aware of these. If you're doing the class with a companion, another person, a pet, or on your own, just noticing that space that is being taken up, and allow that. Let your body fill the space that you're in today. And I'm going to invite a closing of the eyes or a softening of the gaze, if that feels comfortable today. And bringing this awareness of the space we're inhabiting to the body, the internal sensations, as well as the external. Can you notice the sensation of textures of the material of your clothing or the surface you're lying or sitting on? How does that feel against the skin? Is there an area of the body that feels good right now that you can bring your attention to? Just noticing what good means for you, what that feels like in your body as a sensation. And as well, noticing an area that might not feel great in this moment, whatever that means for you, and bringing awareness to that sensation as well, and just identifying these different areas of the body that carry these different sensations. And I invite us to take some breaths in and out through the nose, breathing in, breathing out, and sending that awareness of breath to these areas of the body we've identified that feel good, that don't feel so good. And just offering both of them the awareness of our breath. And then bringing the breath focus to the belly. And just taking a moment if you'd like to place a hand on the belly, on the abdomen, and a hand on the heart space if you'd like. And just noticing how it feels to breathe into these places. Feeling if your hands are moved by the breath, which is moved more, which is moved less. Are they moved at all? And just noticing that for yourself. Without judgment, just being aware. Where is your breath living in your body today? I can feel my belly moving with my in-breath as my diaphragm expands and releasing in the out-breath. And I invite some breathing from the nose in and a sighing out of the mouth on the out-breath, allowing sound to come if that feels good for you. Breathing in, sighing out, breathing in, sighing out. And I'm going to start from the top of my head, allowing any movement that wants to come out to begin in the head with the breath, awareness in the head, the neck, and allow this movement to travel and trickle down the body gently, followed by and with the breath. You can allow the hands to release if that feels good. And just allow a gentle movement if that's what your body's asking for, in the shoulders, breathing into the arms, and moving this breath awareness into the heart space, the front, as well as between the shoulder blades and the back space, and using any movement to help bring this awareness of breath to these parts of the body. And I'm going to move this movement-informed body scan into the rib cage, allowing movement to join in with the breath. As I breathe in here and breathe out, and just notice my ribs, which wrap around from the spine to the front body. So feeling the full expanse of them. And then passing the breath into the lower abdomen, where the organs of the digestive system are resting. They're in the entire torso, but definitely bringing this awareness to these intestines that do so much of the work for us, and allowing movement and breath to join in here in the lower belly, and bringing this same awareness of movement and breath to the back, along the spine, the mid back and the low back, connected from our back heart space of the upper shoulders and back all the way down to the tailbone. And then bringing the hips into this, breathing in awareness with the hips, shifting any movement that feels good. Or if you prefer to just breathe and just focus on the breath in these areas, that's great as well. I'm going to move this down the pelvis and into the legs, feeling the upper legs first. I'm just noticing any movement that my thighs, that my legs are asking for as I breathe. And then my knees, any bending, straightening, shifting of the knees. As I fill the knees with my breath, and moving this down the shins and the calves, allowing the breath to encourage and wake up any motion. And this can be a quiet motion, which is just the breathing and that awareness of breath, or a larger motion through movement in space with these parts of the body. And then moving down to the ankles and letting this breath awareness trickle all the way through the feet to the soles of the feet, finding movement here if that feels good, or just letting the weight drop down from the feet into the earth beneath you and feeling that breath fill your feet awareness. And now I invite an awareness of the whole body with breath to be invited to join. All together, just begin to find movement throughout the entire body with the breath, and feel from the top of the crown of the head down through the spine, the pelvis, down the legs through to the soles of the feet, this connection of the body. And as we find some gentle movement, without looking at the screen, I invite a focusing or reopening of the eyes to see the space that you're moving in right now. And just notice, what does it feel like to move in your space, to be embodied in this space? Can you see yourself moving? What does it feel like looking at your own body moving in space? Alternatively, you can look in the opposite direction of the movement of your body and see the walls around you or the open space that you may be in, noticing the sky, the ceiling, the ground. And then when you're ready, I'm going to bring my focus back to the screen, back to us together here, and allow this movement to quiet down in the body. And just take a moment to notice any sensations coming up, breathing with them. And I'm going to pass it over to Alisa.
Wonderful. Feels really good to move in the space with my breath. So thank you for that, Claire. Yes, so going off of this, I'd like to focus again on the breath, and this time really with a focus on that full out breath. So as we exhale, noticing all of the air going out of the lungs into the space. And if you're comfortable, taking a few pauses just at the bottom of that breath. And if you'd like to inhale your arms outward as you do this, there's an invitation for that. So breathing in, and then a full exhale, letting the body go. It may help to shake a bit, to lean forward, and it may help to sigh out through the mouth. So let's go together again in your own time, breathing in. And that full exhale out into the space. The weight of your body being held by the floor as you exhale. Once more. And out. Wonderful. And you can continue to move as you are naturally, or if you'd like a little more guidance, I'm going to suggest, similar to what Claire's doing, a slight bowing of the head, coming down through the spine with the exhale. So as you exhale, you allow your spine to curl ever so slightly, coming in towards the center. And you may want to lean all the way down over your legs, or you may just want to keep a slight bend in the spine, but really letting the weight of your head fall and the weight of your arms feel heavy. And you're rooting through the floor with your legs or your sit bones as seated. So again, we're gonna take a full inhale and exhale to roll forward through the spine. Taking a few seconds at the bottom, giving a little shake and waiting for that breath to come in naturally. And out at your own time. And if you'd like to take a few moments just to hang over your feet, this can be quite comfortable. You can take your hands and hold your elbows and just swing side to side as comfortable. Again, a nice heavy head, a loose jaw. You can do this seated as well along the front of your chair, perhaps with your hands on your legs if you don't want to go too far. Really letting the weight of your head stretch the back of your neck and all the way down along your spine. Really dropping into that full exhale. Feeling your muscles relax. Any of that tension that you have in your body, perhaps, to hold yourself. Letting that go, knowing that the floor has you, that your seat has you. And if at any point you feel that you need to roll up, that you're getting it all dizzy, you can come up in your own time. Noticing the length of your spine and seeing if you can roll up one vertebrae at a time. It can help to inhale beforehand and use that exhale to push through the feet and the sit bones, slowly coming up. And then taking a moment, either standing or seated, to feel yourself in this upright position, head over heart, heart over tailbone. You may want to place your hand on your heart and your abdomen again, just feeling where you are in this moment. And with that, I invite you to reach your arms out to the sides. And we're going to take a slight hug. Now, if this is too much for you, the alternative would be to grab your elbows. Yes, as Claire is doing. So breathing into this space along the back and exhaling, letting out that full air. Letting the air come back in. And exhaling, and you may want to relax your head downwards as you exhale, finding the slight curve. And finding the spine elongating as the air comes in again. And once more to exhale. And when you're ready, we'll go with the other side. So other arm on top. Inhale to reach out to the side. Exhale, other elbow on top. And you're invited to bring in any small movements that you like. I see Claire's doing some nice circles. As you inhale, you might want to bring your elbows upwards, bringing a slight extension into the spine if comfortable. Looking upwards and exhaling to gather inwards. Again, holding the elbows is an option as well. Finding that full exhale. To breathe in to extend that spine. Really good. And I'm going to just take a few shoulder rolls, letting that go. Taking a moment to shake, to find any movements that you feel you need. Shaking the legs as well, if accessible to you. Moving in whatever ways your body is asking for. Some yawns, perhaps. Yeah. And with this, I think I'm going to put on some music, and perhaps we can continue doing some mobilization with music this time. So perhaps if you like, Claire, while I find the music, you can always, maybe you are starting, I can't see you, can begin to lead.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
I'm gonna offer mobilization of the spine. So I'm gonna take my hands and I'm gonna clasp them together in front of me like so. And wherever the arms are for height is where this is going to affect in the spine. And I'm just going to start to shake. And I'm going to let my jaw go. I'm going to play around with the height, moving lower and higher. And almost imagining like this shaking with the arms is like a massage along the spine. So the lower down you go, notice if you can feel the muscles in the body area of the low spine impacted and higher up. And the trick to this is to let go of the holding on that our muscles do. So I'm going to stop talking so that I can let go of my jaw. And let's just play a little bit with mobilizing the back.
How's that for volume?
That's
Do you want
great.
A bit louder? That's okay?
That sounds good to me, yeah. And you can twist to the side if that feels good. And you go low, down. And then let it break apart and just shaking in the arms. However feels good for you. And into the shoulders as well. Another option here is to use touch to tap along these areas of the body, if you prefer that. I'm going to bring this into my torso. So just finding ways to shake in the torso or to tap along. And see what else is impacted and affected by moving in the torso, shaking in the torso. You can do this seated or standing or lying down if you want. And if you're tapping, you can do that along the rib cage, from the back, and the hips. I'm going to move this down to the hips and the legs now. Shaking, mobilizing, finding any movement that feels good for you. If you're standing, you can get a bit of a bounce in the knees if that feels good. You can do that as well, seated, by jiggling your legs from your toes, raising your heels up and down quickly. Or by touching along the legs. And bring this all together and just shake throughout the whole body, however feels good for you. Finding movement and shaking. It can be one body part if you prefer, or the whole body. And we invite just a free dance of noticing all your joints. How do they feel in this moment today? And letting some movement come into them, however feels best for you. breathing, just checking in if you're holding any breath. Sigh it out if that feels good. Wonderful. Great. And I think with that, it's time for some name games.
Yeah. Wonderful. Thanks for dancing with us. I feel like it's getting a bit dark in here. I'm going to switch another light on. 1 minute.
And as Alisa's getting the light on, the name game that we play every class is a game where one person shares their name, and then everyone else repeats that name and reflects the movement that this person shares with their name. And so it can be anything that you're feeling, just whatever movement comes to you. And so it's just the two of us here today, and it's recorded. So we understand that we won't be able to reflect your movement back to you, but we still highly encourage that you find your own movement to do and share your own name, share your own movement in the space to the trees or the plants or the cat or the dog or the human you're with. And so here we go. We'll give you some examples. So my name is Claire, and my movement today. Oh my gosh, it's going to incorporate a yawn because I'm super yawny today.
And a sound.
And a sound. Now we're going to get stuck in a yawning trap. You can reverse that too. Great.
Wonderful. All right. So my name is Alisa, and my movement today will be.
Hi, Alisa. Get some breath. Great. I feel it differently in my back depending where my arms are. It's kind of like our shaking. It's nice.
Yeah, I think maybe that's where it's coming from. There's some sort of central shake going on.
Inspiration.
That's it. That's it.
Wonderful. So we're going to do the same concept. And of course, right now we would encourage that if you haven't already, say your own name, do your own movement, and know that we're reflecting it back to you in our hearts, whatever movement that may be.
Mm-hmm.
And to add a little twist to this game, we're going to share another movement. It can be inspired by anything. And then we're going to play with a little bit of movement manipulation, movement adjustments. And so we're going to get a little creative here in our movement, and we're going to do a little collaborative game. So I'm going to share a movement, and then Alisa is going to take that movement and alter it in some way and change it in some way that feels good in her body. And then I'm going to take that and we're going to just pass it back and forth until we get a completely different movement. It's like telephone, but in the body.
Yeah.
So here's my movement. It's the lampshade. All right, so Lisa's added a leg into this movement. And you can do the seated as well, just lifting a leg a little bit off the ground. I'm gonna fix my camera a little for you there. So I'm adding a twist instead of the arms now. Oh, very fun.
I'm adding a bit of a dive. Liam's going up and around, but you're still twisting.
And I'm opening. Maybe we'll just do one more on this one. What's our final move, Alisa?
The final move will be. So a similar opening, but
yeah.
opening
Love
of
it.
the face.
Great. Beautiful. Well, so it's very cool to notice that the quality of the movement was carried through, which was this very like back and forth and there was rotation in it, but how it was done was changed a lot. So it's very cool that you can really adjust a lot within a single movement. You can create a whole choreography.
Yeah.
Great. So would you like to start with a movement this time, Alisa?
Yeah, sure. I was sort of wondering if it might be fun to do with music and
I
see
think
how
it
it,
would.
see how it evolves.
That's
Okay.
great. And if you're doing this at home and you have your own movement you want to start with, we encourage that as well. If you are doing it with someone, to join on in together, or to manipulate your own movement and adjust your own movement throughout the movement, or you can follow us, whatever you prefer.
All right.
You can shake any,
I need to.
find any movement in the body that needs to come out.
All right.
Wonderful. So I think we're going to transition here into a mirroring, which we've basically already been doing, but we're just going to keep free dancing to finish our class.
Yeah.
So you can do whatever movements you'd like. Usually with mirroring, one person's guiding the movement and everyone else follows. But you can also just do your own thing if you prefer. And we'll have a song to carry us through here to the end.
Transition the song there.
Right. So welcome to follow the movement that Alisa and I are sharing. We're going to be mirroring each other, but also you can do your own movement as well. Or if you're with an animal or a person or a plant, find some movements in them. And if you aren't already, just free dance this moment. However feels good in your body. Look away from the screen and just dance.
I love the ending to that one.
Such a good one. Wow, amazing. I invite everyone to just take a moment here. Feel your breath. Notice your body. I invite placing a hand on the heart and a hand on the belly. Just noticing. Can you feel your heartbeat? Can you feel your breath movement? And noticing what feels the same, what feels different from the beginning of class. Feeling any sensations in the body. And just being aware of them and letting them be what they are today. I'm going to reach my arms out really wide. I'm going to bring myself into a hug, and I'm going to thank my body for moving today. Thank you, body. And I'm going to switch sides. Give it a good reach. We'll even it out. Other arm on top or in the holding of the elbows. And just taking a moment, bringing the hands up and just covering the eyes. Breathing in, sighing it out, and letting this trickle down the face, moving the energy down the body to the ground. If you need to do that a couple more times, I invite that. Bringing the hands to the eyes, covering them, feeling the energy in there, and then just letting it trickle down the body all the way to the feet. And a non-top option of that is just covering the face area and then moving with the hands in front of the body, this energy down. Great. And I'm just going to end with a couple energy releases, a little higher motion. So I'm just going to use my hands on my legs to flick this off with the out breath. So I'm going to go. Letting it go. Let go of tension. Drop the energy down. With the breath out. Wonderful. And if there's anything else your body needs in this moment, I invite that now. And I'll pass it over to Alisa to wrap up our class.
Wonderful. Well, I think it's just about time for us to go. So as Claire said, take a moment to do anything you feel you need to do that your body's asking for. And take a moment to see the space around you. Noticing anything that may have changed. Perhaps the light has changed. Perhaps the temperature feels a little bit warmer. And taking a moment to notice how you feel and see the people in the class. We wish we could see you, but perhaps at one of our live classes. So if there's any closing gesture you feel you'd like to make to close the class, I invite that now. Often we reach up and bring our hands to our heart. Anything you feel you need, or perhaps to say to bring things to a close. And we thank you for joining us today. And yeah, I invite you to go gently into your day and hopefully see you next time. Bye. Thank you.